Buenas tardes, good afternoon. Yo soy Jonathan Bustillos y les voy a compartir acerca de qué es el proyecto Debian, desde su historia, sus características, sus principios y hacia dónde va. Bueno, pues el proyecto Debian es una asociación de personas que crearon, desarrollan y sustentan el sistema operativo Debian y Linux, haciéndose por cientos de voluntarios, ¿no?, en todo el mundo, basado en los principios del software libre, siendo una de las distribuciones más conocidas y utilizadas por su gran comunidad y calidad técnica. De esta manera, Debian es una gran opción para tu computadora y una alternativa a los sistemas operativos privativos como Mac o Windows. Bueno, su surgimiento.
Can you say that in English? Or?
Yes. The Debian project is an association of people that have created, developed, and maintained the free operating system Debian GNU Linux. It is a project developed by hundreds of volunteers around the world, based on the free software principles, being one of the most relevant and known distributions by the technical quality and community. In this way, Debian is a great option to use on your computer and an alternative to the operating system, private operating system like MacOS or Windows. So, the history, la historia, comienza en 1993, cuando Ian Murdoch fundó oficialmente el proyecto Debian el 16 de agosto de 93, que de hecho cada año, como algunos saben, pues se realiza el Día Debian, que es para celebrar el aniversario, y es por eso que se hace durante este día de agosto. Ian Murdoch has founded officially the Debian project on August 16, on 1993. Y el nombre se basa en la combinación del nombre de su entonces novia, Deborah, y bueno, su propio nombre Ian, ¿no?, formando de esa manera el acrónimo Debian. So the name is based on the combination of the names of the Ian girlfriends, Deborah, and his own name, Ian, creating in this way the Debian name. Okay, we have three important documents. Yes?
Sí, English.
Okay, in English for everyone. Okay, the Debian Manifest, the Debian Social Contract, and the Debian Free Software Guidelines. Okay, so in the Debian Manifest, we found basically that it's a declaration about Debian Linux. It is a distribution of Linux fully new during that years, the beginning of the 90s, at the end of the 20th century. Instead of being developed by one individual and isolated, or a group, as some other distributions during that time, like Slackware, for example, Debian develops openly based on the spirit of GNU and Linux. And then the main purpose of the project is to achieve creating a distribution that it could be at the quality of the name of Linux. Okay, the Debian Social Contract. It is intentions declaration from the Debian project, and it is a set of principles that follow and said that Debian will stay 100% free. We will contribute to all the community of free software, not only to the project. We will not hide the problems, and also our priority always will be our users and the free software. The Debian Free Software Guidelines. This is another documentation that talk about the free redistribution, the full source code, derivative words, the original author source code, no discrimination against some persons or groups, and no discriminations based on the finally purpose, the distribute of the license, and the license should not be just for Debian. It will be for another projects also. Okay, so the first versions were released during 1994 and 1995 with the version numbers 0.9x, and the first portabilities to another architectures were started around 1995. The first version released to everyone, the 1x in 1996, and the creation of Debian was sponsored by the new project of the Free Software Foundation during 1 year, from November 1994 to November 1995. Does someone knows what happened here? Why the new project sponsored during that year to Debian, and why they stopped to do it? ¿Alguien sabe por qué la Free Software Foundation patrocinaba el desarrollo de Debian durante este año del 94-95 y por qué dejó de hacerlo?
No.
Okay, this has happened because Debian in the past didn't use the sections about non-free and contrib. So by that reason, when Debian, we will see it forward, but because our priorities is our users, some users do not have hardware with compatibility with free firmware or free software, like some Ralink, Realtek, Wi-Fi cards, and graphic cards like Radeon or NVIDIA. So, by that reason, when Debian introduced the contrib and the non-free sections, the Free Software Foundation says, oh no, that is not with our philosophy, because you are including the possibility to install non-free software. So by that reason, SFS stopped sponsoring the Debian development. Yes. Okay, the philosophy. One of the main purposes of the Debian project is to separate in its versions the free software from the non-free software. This model, the development model is independently to companies created by the own users without dependency of commercial necessities. This is completely driven by the community interest. In this way, Debian will not sell directly its software. It's just facilitate to anyone on the internet. The characteristics, the features. Debian is also a distribution that is micro-packaged, and it uses detailed information about the dependencies of each package regarding to another ones, to assure the consistency of the system when update has place. This is an example of the Synaptic Package Manager. It was very revolutionary during these years because not all the distributions has this facility. At the beginning, in the new Linux projects, you needed to install and compile all the dependencies, and that was hard to some non-technical users. Okay, the sections. This is related to the past slide. Debian uses 3 sections to differentiate the packages based on the licenses selected by the authors of each program. And in this way, we have the main, contrib, and non-free sections. In the main section, that is the full free software section. It collects all the packages that are under the principles of the Debian free software guidelines. That all the software that Debian considers free software, because it's not only GPL, or it is MIT, Apache, or Artistica licenses software. The contrib section, it is a group of software packages that they could not work without closed source or private elements, like, for example, dependencies on VirtualBox or some Java packages. These elements could be software from the section non-free, and also private archives like ROMs of video games, or some BIOS for consoles to emulate video games. This section also includes free software which compilation requires private elements. Okay, the non-free section contains software that are not in any way are not accepted as free software by the Debian free software guidelines, but that they could be distributed without restrictions in a free way, but free of costless, not freedom of matter of liberty. This section is not part of Debian officially. It's just it is a service to facilitate to the users to set firmware to the Wi-Fi cards or graphic cards. Okay, the branches. We have the branches on the Debian project. Debian always maintains at least 3 versions in active development, and this is the stable, testing, and unstable branches. The stable branch contains the most recently released about Debian. It is a version for production environments like servers or very important workstations, that its use is recommended mainly to the users that are in searching of an operating system without any error, or the least as possible. And yes, this is the stable. The testing is a version that will be the future stable, and it contains packages that has not yet accepted in the stable branch, but when the most important bugs were resolved, this will be the future stable Debian version. And the unstable, it is which has the most active Debian development, and generally this branch is used by the Debian developers and some advanced users that want to have the newest software on their computer. The unstable branch name is, and it will be always it. We will see why the names of the Toy Story characters. Yes, so why the names of Toy Story? During that time, around 1995, with Ian Murdoch, Bruce Perens has helped to create Debian. And during that year, Bruce Perens was working in Pixar, the company that created and developed the animations for the Toy Story movie. And since then, the versions of Debian have the the names of the characters, because Bruce Perens proposed that. Okay, so this is the chronology. The first version was Debian 1.1 in 1996, and then, as you see, the newest. And we were talking about Debian 4. What was the name? And it's Edge. Do you remember? Edge is the name. And the currently stable version is Debian 9.0 stretch that was released on June 17, 2017.
This year.
Yes. Okay, the origin of the swirl. Have you ever thought about the logo of Debian? So, during 1999, most of the developers of Debian, they do not like the logo of that year. That is this, a little penguin, kind of penguin, and they just say, "Oh, we want a new logo." So this conformity has motivated to the search of a new logo to substitute the current one, and Debian has organized a contest about logos in which they will follow the next requisites. Very easy to be recognizable as the logo of Debian, not specific of Linux. It would be great in white and black colors, and scalable for avoid pixels and dissemination of the image, without with the less details as possible, to could use with low resolutions, and works with text and even without text. So this was some candidates, and the winner was the swirl from Raúl M. Silva of Barcelona. During that year, he was working on a company called Onshore Inc., and the gift of the Debian project was a Debian email account to him. So both logos at the top are the pre-use logos, and the bottom logos are the official usage logos for the Debian project. Okay, the community sense and the importance of collaborate directly in free software projects. Being Debian community new Linux distribution, one of its features is the interaction between users and developers to improve the distribution, as shared knowledge and new experiences of joyful and interaction through different ways. Okay, so the collaboration is essential to the growth and strength of new Linux. So I will say quickly in some ways in which you could help. So we have some events, the Debian conference, DevConf, every year in different places of the world. We have Debian Day, that is the celebration of the Debian anniversary. We have book squashing parties to help to reporting errors and then release the next stable version. And sprints, just work sessions about some topic. These are some pictures in DEFCON 15, in Heidelberg, in Managua, Nicaragua, in Heidelberg, in Nicaragua, and yes, if you would like to be part of this great free software community, so if your answer is yes, here we have some ways to contribute and help. So you could share data with the developers and the community. Which packages are you using? If you install apt-to-install popularity contest, you could help reporting what are the main programs that are you using to include these binaries in the first CD of installation. It's very useful because when we don't have internet, for example, we could have a complete desktop environment, we could have LibreOffice, we could have internet browsers, so that is based on the user's demand. What is the interface of your favorite program? You could make and send screenshots to http screenshots.debian.net. You could help to other ones through mailing lists. You could interact through IRC, chat channels, and Debian mentors. You could participate also in forums.debian.net, or in the wiki, editing the wiki or adding new content. You could help to the developers, reporting bugs, reproducing bugs, trying the new versions of packages or branches, installing, updating. You could be alert for the requests about call for on Debian project news. You could ask new packages. For example, if you found some program that you use a lot but is not yet in the Debian repositories, you could send a request for that program to include in the Debian project. You could translate software, packages, descriptions, documentation, and the website. To do this, you could communicate with the mailing list.debian.org, i18n.html, and Debian L10 Spanish. Or you could check the currently translations and help in its improvement. Okay, you could also, if you like the video editing or something like of that stuff, you could help to create subtitles of the DevConf videos, or for example in mini DevConf also. You could create the subtitles of the currently recorded talks. You could spread the word, helping to the Debian publicity team to publish news about the Debian project, or just saying to your friends you could represent to the Debian project. You could be creative with screen backgrounds, login backgrounds, website banners, CD, DVD, portraits, T-shirts, designs, and tutorials. You could share what you have. You could do economic donations through the software in the public interest, also by Vereinszuvorderungsprojekten und Software e.V. Aus Germany, Asociazione Software Libero, Debian.ch from Switzerland. You could do hardware donations, or even you could donate network bandwidth. You could organize Debian activities like mini DevConf in Cuba. You could organize installation parties. You could do book squashing parties in your local community, Debian Day, DevConf. You could help with the activity logistic through the wiki, community, and the mailing list of your local residents. You could have presence with some exhibitions, stands, responding questions, supporting with the organization, giving a talk, a workshop, or just installing Debian. And also you could create promotional stuff to sell. Would we recognize your work? Of course. You don't have to be a package maintainer or do technical work to could be a Debian contributor or developer. For example, we have Martin Bash from Sweden. He has become a Debian developer just because it's Swedish translations. Francesca Ciceri, she was helping with Italian translations, and because her work in the web team and in the publicity team. Matt Zimmerman, he takes responsibility of the cooperation between Debian and other distributions, like the derivative distributions, for example, Kali, Linux Mint, Ubuntu, Crunchband, now Bunsen Labs. Kurt Olsen, he has become Debian developer because it's Danish translations. And you know it. So thank you for your attention. And if you have any question or comments, go ahead. Thanks.
Move forward.
Okay.
Listo, vamos a... Sí.